It has been 4 years since we've all been back together here at Cook Auditorium for our Ed Summit. It is great to be here with you this morning. Before we begin, I want to take a moment to introduce our special guests who are with us this morning. We have our Board of Trustees here this morning. I will start first with our Board President, Mr. Brian O'Neill. We have Trustee Anne-Marie Randall-Trejo. Trustee Anna Piercy. And Trustee Jessica Guerrero. I'd also like to take a moment to recognize our student ambassadors who are with us this morning. Thank you for being here with us this morning. Now, while all of our teachers and mild mod bilingual instructional aides, our administrators are here at Anaheim High School, I'd like to give a special shout out to our counselors, psychologists, and social workers who are watching Livestream at Cypress High School. Our program specialists, ED and Bridges teachers, autism-focused teachers, and medically fragile teachers who are watching at Dale Junior High, and our moderate severe instructional aides who are watching at Hope School, our Hope and LHS teachers who are watching at Kennedy High School, and our campus safety aides who are watching at Savannah High School, and last but not least, our senior admin and some of our office staff who are watching in our boardroom. It is great to have you all watching online, and we hope you all have a meaningful and productive Ed Summit as well. So we have an exciting day planned for all of you based on the input from our teachers and our teacher input group, along with other teacher leaders throughout our district. I'd be remiss if I didn't publicly thank the folks working behind the scenes to make today a special day for each of you. I want to take a moment to thank our Anaheim Bros for helping put together the folders you received at your check-in. I also want to give a shout out to our Anaheim High School ASB and their advisor, Ms. Jackie Rodarde, for their work this morning to decorate our campus and create that festive environment. And of course, I must thank the Anaheim High School staff for their hospitality and serving just as welcoming and wonderful host to us all this morning. I want to thank our Ed staff team for their support in helping to coordinate this event, and of course, Diana Fujimoto, our coordinator of professional learning, and our amazing curriculum specialist, for their teamwork in coordinating all the specifics and logistics around this event. And yes, absolutely. And I want to thank in advance our amazing teacher leaders and staff who are going to be facilitating the sessions that you're going to be participating in later this morning. We are excited to learn from you, alongside you as well, to engage in today's Ed Summit. Now, before we begin, I want to take a moment, especially today, with today being Indigenous Day, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the land in which we are gathering. We are gathered on the ancestral land of the Gabrielino and Tongva people. These people have lived on this land for many years and continue to be its stewards today. I hope you will all share in the sentiments that I have when I say that I am grateful and full of appreciation for the opportunity to live and learn on this land. Now, as we begin, I want to keep with our tradition. It is important to set the stage for our time together around our core values and our vision. Today we're going to be engaging in work that is deeply connected to the words that you see on this slide and the next slide, and our hopes in making it real for our students. We want to create a better world through the unlimited you. What I love about this vision statement is it doesn't just speak to our students and our families. It also speaks to our staff, that we ourselves can continue to push and get better at what we do. When we look at our core values, I encourage you to learn from each other as you grow your instructional practices and strengthen your performance task assessments, and create experiences for our students that are aligned to our career preparedness systems framework. Please make those connections to your core values. Whether moving the needle towards equity and justice or cultivating student voice, I encourage you to be intentional in allowing our core values to shine in your respective classrooms and on our school sites. I'm excited now to share a highlight reel that really sets the stage for the work that you have done. Every single school now has a capstone program. Although today's focus is to take that work and continue to make it better, I am so proud of what we've been able to accomplish. As a district committed to serving our students, families, and partners through a community schools approach, we have been designated as one of 3 districts in the state of California as being a transformational and now serving as a demonstration district for other schools and districts to learn from. All 20 of our schools are California democracy schools. Two of our schools most recently just got recognized from the state Chief Justice as Civic Award winners of excellence. We've had 8 schools receive this top award. I want to take a moment and share the great work that you're all doing and the experiences that you are creating for our students.
Now is the time to seize the day. Stare down the odds and seize the day. Minute by minute, that's how you win it. We will find a way, but let us seize the day.
I think student voice is really the groundwork of our education. The connections that we make is really what drives the community. And if you don't allow students to have their voices heard, it's really a one-sided conversation with the adults. But I think in our district, AUHSD, what's really important is that one of our drivers is student voice and purpose.
I'd like to thank John Bautista, who put that highlight reel together. Let's give him a big shout out. He does amazing work. And of course, I want to thank all of you. It is you who makes that reel. So I can't thank you enough for the great work that you do each and every day on behalf of our students across this district and our families and our partners. You are incredible, and I'm excited to continue to learn and grow with you today and every day as we continue to make these opportunities real for our students. Now I'd like to bring up to the stage our superintendent, Mr. Michael Matsuda, who will say a few words of welcome this morning and give you a little bit more of a talk about the work ahead.
Good morning, everybody. What a great, let's put a shout out to Jaron Freed and his team on the Ed Division. That's awesome. You know, there's a lot of talk about shared governance, and but I really like the way that we've approached shared governance, because it's really about shared leadership. It's about putting teachers out in front. And today, this afternoon, this whole session, this whole Ed Division Summit is all about teachers and teaching and learning. And it's led by over 50 of your colleagues. Let's put a shout out to our teachers here. So this is a national professor from USC. Her name is Mary Helen Imordino Yang. She was a keynote speaker this July at the AFT, and she was a mic drop in terms of her the appreciation that the teachers had for her research across the country. She is a leading researcher linking pedagogy to mental health and mental well-being. And it's really cutting edge. I would encourage you to, you're going to hear more about it. We've been sharing some articles from her, but just an amazing thought partner. I had a chance to speak with her recently, and she's sending 2 of her graduate assistants to really go deep with what we're doing with the 5 C's. We are a leading district in terms of linking pedagogy to mental health and well-being. There are about 60% of young people, K through 12, across this country who are exhibiting loneliness, isolation, depression. It's really about loneliness, and that's why, and there's another 40% of adults. And that's why today is so important. It's been 4 years since we've had this sort of celebration of coming together. You know, I was walking the halls, the aisles this morning, and there's so many smiling faces. Be intentional about breaking the barriers of loneliness and isolation, because it all begins with our adults. And if we can model working together, we model the 5 C's, and I know it's real with many of you. You guys, with all of you, you care, but it's hard because life is so uneven and sometimes unfair to many of us adults. You know, I have my ankle I've been fighting here too, and it's regressed, and I probably have to have surgery. But I really want to put a shout out of appreciation to you who are making the effort to reconnect with each other and support each other, because it all begins with you, so we can reconnect and support our kids. But please read some of her things. I'm sure the SLTs will be encouraged to read what she has to say. It's cutting edge research linking pedagogy to mental health and well-being in the classroom and in the schools. I wanted to also double down on the fact that we are not only a state demonstration site, we have literally hundreds of people coming in to learn more about the CPSF and all the things that we're doing, but we are also leading in emerging AI. And so the local ABC7 had an interview with this professor from UCI. So let's watch a minute and a half of this interview.
With so many different applications, artificial intelligence has the potential to change our world in ways that we're just beginning to understand.
Technology is already being used by educators all over the world. Joining us now to talk about AI in schools is UC Irvine Professor June Ahn. Professor Ahn, thank you so much for joining us. So you oversee the design and the partnership lab at UC Irvine, which has been working with artificial intelligence for the last 5 years. Tell us about the AI applications your lab has developed and how it's being used by the Anaheim Union High School District.
Sure. Hi, and thanks for having me. So in our research lab, we actually design technologies with educators for teaching and learning, and we've been designing an AI tool with the Anaheim Union High School District to use AI to process students' experiences and measure things like collaboration, critical thinking, communication, creativity, and the kinds of soft skills that are really hard to measure on standardized tests. And so we're partnering with the district to actually get the students' stories from their perspectives, from their voices, and be able to measure these soft skills that are becoming more important.
Wow, so that's very innovative.
So I want to end with this slide here because it's all linked to today. It's all linked to what Professor Ahn is studying. As you know, the UC and CSU and many top universities across the country are no longer requiring the SAT. And so the question is, well, what are they looking at? And I would encourage you, and many of you teachers have kids who are teenagers or nephews and nieces, to look at the common data set. You can Google that and put any university from UCLA to Princeton and Ivy League and Stanford, and you will find that there is, so what the top universities are doing is they're sharing, and it's voluntary, so not every university fills this out, but they're sharing what they're looking at besides the traditional metrics. And there are, and it is evolving, but these are coming up over and over again. Character, talent, and talent is not just traditional talent in terms of athletics or VAPA. It's really about skills, and that's they're talking about the 5 C's. And the same thing with activities. There's traditional activities, but activities are more into work experience and internships and those things. So wanted to underscore the importance of that because as we go forward, there's a lot of research being done in terms of how to quantify these common data sets. And they're looking increasingly to what's happening in AUHSD. So I think it's, as you teachers continue to go deeper with your pedagogy and hopefully creating performance task assessments that are capstone worthy, remember, it's ultimately about the kid and the kid becoming more cognizant of what education is, and it's not something, obviously in our core values, not something done to them, but it's something that they can use based on their own purpose and passion about life. So be intentional today and moving forward in terms of the workshops ahead, and really try to challenge yourself as craftsmen and craftswomen, because really teaching is a craft, and we've been so blessed with our board that supports moving so many years ago, moving away from focused on standardized tests. What our model is showing is that it's not an either or. As you know, and we've said this many times, even though we do not teach to the test in this district, we're not, this whole staff development day is not about improving your test scores. It is about improving the whole child. And you think about what's at risk, not just for AUHSD, but across this nation. Because the more that we can focus on the whole child, the more that we will have whole adults. And there will be hope for this country as we move forward. And AUHSD is leading the way. So on behalf not only of our board, on behalf of our 26,000 students and their parents and families, and on behalf of all the visitors that we have coming from across the country, thank you very much and have a great day. Thank you.
All right, so now it's time to roll up our sleeves and get to work. So when you checked in this morning, you should have received a folder. I'll go ahead and take a moment to walk you through what's in your folders so I can set you on your way. So everything in your folders you will find is what you need for the day. On the left side of the folder, you'll find the agenda with a map of Anaheim High School, sessions 1 and 2 workshops with the room numbers, and information about the lunch trucks. On the right side, you'll find QR codes that you'll need throughout the day. In session 3 information that includes your course-alike rooms where you work on your performance task assessment work. The PTA design blueprint is in there, and a copy of our students' descriptors of the 5 C's. After lunch, you'll be with your sites for session 4. Now, teachers, your site principal should have given you a room assignment for session 4. If you're not quite sure, you have forgotten, please make sure to connect with your principal. They will make sure you get to the right room for session 4. After session 4, we'll be headed back to the buses and call it a day. Now, Dennis Waitley, a best-selling author, once said, the results you achieve will be the direct proportion to the effort that you apply. My hope is that you commit to learning and getting a little bit better on your craft today. Go to your sessions with an open mind and a desire to grow. I also hope you make time today to find joy. Joy in what you do, joy in what you are learning, and joy in connecting with friends and colleagues from across our district. I hope you have a wonderful and productive day, and our first session will begin at 9 a.m.